Hi, my name is Kim, and today we're going to talk about tracks in the snow. Welcome to McHenry County Conservation District's Wonders of the Wild. One of the great things about snow on the ground is that beautiful winter walks lead to quietness and discovery. And one of the great things you can discover are all the animal tracks of the animals that have been walking around either last night or this morning before you got here. We found quite a few this morning that we want to share with you. One of the most basic that almost everybody knows is the deer track, because it's a two-toed hoof. And we saw a few deer tracks out here, and what we noticed was that they were also scratching up the snow to look for food underneath. A lot of animals in the wintertime can't actually survive the cold and lack in food. That's why they'll migrate or hibernate. But those that are active, it gets tougher for them. But those hooves are really good for digging, and the deer begin to look for things on the ground. They'll also do what's called browsing, which is where they'll start eating branches and twigs and maybe even bark, because there isn't enough greenery for them to eat like they will in the summertime. Another really common track is the squirrel track. And the squirrel has claws because that helps it to climb trees, fairly small feet, and it's a bounder like a rabbit. The bounders are going to jump with pushing off their back feet and then landing with their front feet either right at or right behind their back feet. One of the easiest ways to tell if you're looking at a squirrel track, besides the claws, is the fact that it's going from tree to tree. Rabbits don't climb trees, so they're not going to be the ones doing that. But the other difference is that the rabbit track, the rabbit has a lot more fur growing between its toes, and so even though they do have claws for digging, they're not quite as prominent, and they're not easily seen in the track in the snow. So you'll see more of a fuzzy paw print because you're seeing the fur as well. We also saw today some opossum tracks, and these are sort of strange looking tracks because they have a foot where the thumb on the back foot is pulled completely to the side, so it's a very oddly shaped track, and then otherwise they look sort of like fingers or hands, the tracks. And opossums, as well as raccoons, and we did see raccoon tracks this morning as well. The raccoon tracks are the ones that look like human hands. That's what helps the raccoons get into everything they want to get into. Stealing bird eggs, cracking open acorns, getting into your trash can and your attic. They have hand-like paws. Both of them are waddlers. The waddlers are going to walk with a back foot and a front foot together. Back foot, front foot together, and it kind of has them waddling side to side as they do it. We saw some bird tracks as well. And you'll notice the toes on those, one behind and the three in front. They were hopping around primarily when they're on the ground, so the tracks are separated where they were jumping. And we've seen some mouse tracks this morning, and the mouse tracks have been all around the trees, kind of doing the same things that the squirrels and the deer are doing, digging for food. They're walking around, sniffing. A lot of these animals have excellent senses of smell and can even smell a nut underneath several inches of snow, and then they'll dig in that location. So we found lots of tracks to holes and vice versa. So they're going all around looking for food, because obviously that is the most important thing. They can stay warm enough, but they've got to have food all winter long. Unfortunately, we didn't personally see coyote tracks this morning, but there are lots of coyotes in our parks, and they look very much like dog tracks, so it's hard to tell the difference. Some people say, oh, well, it's obviously dog if it's on the trail, but that's not necessarily true. Coyotes, like any other animal, like to take the path of least resistance. If they can walk along a trail and find food and look around, that's much easier than cutting through all the brush and thorny plants that there are off to the side of the trail. So we often see signs of coyotes on the trails themselves, both tracks and scat as well. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to respect the wild animals and plants in your local conservation areas, and look for us next time on McHenry County Conservation District's Wonders of the Wild.